Good morning, students. And now I'm going to continue the discussion with our algorithm. So that is association rule mining. What is the topic we are discussing? Association rule mining. In the part of that, we already seen what we have seen. What is a association rule, and in the association rule, how we are going to combine the items together. In order to combine the items together, what we need to do, we have to identify the frequent item sets. What is the major task? Frequent item sets should be identified. So in order to identify the frequent item set, what we are going to use, we are going to use some algorithms like a priori algorithm and FP growth algorithm. So we have discussed about a priori algorithm. There the major drawback we are facing is candidate key generation. And in order to avoid that problem, what we have taken? FP growth algorithm. See, once again I am going to start sorry, just a moment. See this. So this is the FP growth algorithm, right? So here see this is the FP growth algorithm, and here what we are going to discuss, we have to take the transactional database, right? We have to take the transactional database, and then this is the transactional database will be the input, and one more thing we need to consider, that is minimum threshold value. So minimum threshold value also we need to consider. And finally, what will be the output? The output will be frequent item sets. So this is the complete set of frequent patterns is the output. And for this, what is the method we are going to follow? Initially, we are going to scan the database, and whatever the frequent item sets with minimum support count, that we are going to identify, that is a L1. What is L1? Frequent one item set. And then what we are going to do, we are going to each and every step, what we are going to do, whatever the transactions which are listed, those we are going to rearrange as per the support count. So in descending order of support count, we are going to rearrange the elements. Why? Because we are going to construct the tree. The tree always designed with the help of hierarchical representation of data. Is it or not? So first come first serve, in the sense, whenever we are going to specify some list of items, there should be some priority of difference. Here the priority is given based on the frequency. So highest frequency will be considered first, lowest frequency will be considered next. So that is the thing. Because of that reason, we have to rearrange the elements. So that is given here. Select sort frequent items in transaction according to frequent item set. So let the sorted frequent item set, then what we have to do? So we have to start construction of tree. How can we construct the tree? In order to insert a node into the tree, what we have to do? So we have to verify whether that node exists or not in the same level. And if the node doesn't exist at same level, then what we have to do? We have to go for creation of next level. So see there, FP growth, and here if the tree contains a single path, then for each combination denoted as B, the nodes in the path B. If generate pattern B with support count, minimum support count of nodes. So what we have done, whatever the nodes existed, we have created the nodes, otherwise we have incremented the count at same level. And after that, we are going to consider the pattern base. What is a pattern base? How can we reach that particular node? So what is the path to reach that particular node? That we are able to identify. And then, so that we are able to construct the pattern base. And with the pattern base, with the minimum support will be considered. And then we are going to generate the, finally, what we have generated? Frequent item sets. So that is the algorithm we have discussed. And here, we are going to have a discussion of continuation to that vector data format. So in case of vector data format, what we are going to do here, so I will show you. So this is a So see, vertical data format. So this is already we discussed about transaction database, is it or not? So we have taken one example. So what is the example we have taken? So earlier we started the discussion with one table. So that is, so this is, see here, how many transactions are listed? How many transactions are listed? 9 transactions are listed, right? So among the 9 transactions, these are the 9 transactions, and some list of items are given in each and every transaction. Here what we are going to do, we are going to identify the frequent patterns based on the vertical data format. So see here what I am going to do, instead of considering these transactions, I am going to concentrate on list of items here. So what I am going to create one item set. I am going to create. This is the one item set. So I1, how many transactions are consisted or holded I1? So that we are going to list in the same way I2, I3, I4, I5. Earlier what we have taken, we have concentrated on the transaction I1. The list of items we have taken and the support count is mentioned. Here what we are going to do, each and every item where it involved, so that we are going to identify. So this is the vertical data format. So that what we are able to identify, how many, so this I1 is occurring 6 times, I2 is occurring 7 times, I3 is occurring 6 times, I4 is occurring 2 times, and I5 is occurring 2 times. So that I1, I2, I3, I4, I5 individually, what we are going to consider them as one frequent one item set. So in the same way what we are going to do, so we are going to identify remaining. So remaining in the sense 2 item set, 3 item set, like that. See there. So here what it is given, see there. So what are the combinations? I1, I2, I1, I3, then I1, I4, I1, I5, I2, I3. Is it or not? See there. I2, I4, I2, I5, I3, I5. So here these are all the combinations, and I1, I2 occurred in how many number of times? I1, I3 occurred in how many number of transactions? So that whatever the transactions which are having more than 2 or more than 2, those are frequents, and T400 here, I1, I4 is an item which is occurring only T400. So that this will be removed. Why? Because it is not a frequent item set, right? And T800, so what is this? Only one transaction which is consisted I3, I5 combination. So that I3, I5 will not be treated as frequent item set. So why? Because so these support count is only 1. For this the support count is 1. Remaining cases what we are able to observe, there are multiple number of transactions which are going to hold what we are going to hold these set of items. So whatever the items which are going to have minimum 2 transactions, those are going to be treated as frequent 2 item set. In the same way 3 item set. So this is the way we are going to find out the one item set, one frequent 1 item set, frequent 2 item set, frequent 3 item set. Clear? So this is about what we can call vertical data format. So in case of vertical data format, only the difference is what we have taken. So initially we concentrated on items and support count. Here we are going to consider what we are going to consider, only the thing that is items and the transactions which where these things are going to be involved. Clear? Am I clear with you? So next we are going to have a discussion of so where we are, what we are discussing, textbook, right. I hope we started the discussion with association rule mining, and we completed a priori, and FP growth is also we have discussed, and then we started with transactional database, right? And there we have seen what is the method we are going to follow, and what are the major steps which are going to be involved in the FE growth algorithm. So that we have seen. And next so mining association rule. Mining association, just put all of you put the heading mining association rule, or mining various kinds of association rules. So already, what is association rule? What is association rule? The association rule is simply what we can write extends to y. That means f is going to be existed in the same way what we are going to consider y also exists. So this is a simple association rule. We provided with support and confidence, and what is the support value, what is the confidence value, that also we have discussed, yes or no? And here what we are going to have meaning various kinds of association rules. In the part of this, first thing is mining multi-level association rules. Multi-level. So what is multi-level association rule? So here, if you consider multi-level, level represents hierarchical representation of data, is it or not? Suppose food is highest level, next milk and bread is next level, and milk is skimmy milk, and so like that we can separate, and bread white and wheat and white, like that we can separate. So we are going to have, so that is hiding the details is increasing the abstraction, revealing the details is decreasing the abstraction. So this is higher level, this is lower level. Okay, already you people are aware of it. So here, whenever we are going to deal with mining association rules, how the things are going to be changed. For higher levels, what is the support? Suppose I have proposed a rule like vehicle. Okay, so vehicle, and what I am going to write, sales. Just I am going to give information where vehicle and sales. So here what I am going to specify, vehicle Maruti, and sales I am particularly concentrating on 2019 sales. So here in the generalized way we are talking about the sales overview and vehicle overview. So vehicle may comes different brands, different models. But coming to here, what we are going to do, what we can consider. So here particular brand, particular year. So this is the lower level. This is the higher level, this is the lower level. Suppose I am going to write support for higher level 2% and confidence is 60%. So I cannot apply the same support and same confidence for lower level. So why? Because I have observed some two transactions, based on that I am going to give us conclusion of higher level. So that doesn't mean the same number of transactions are observed under specific quotas. This is general, this is specific. So we cannot use the same. So here see this one example. First, find high level strong rules. Milk tends to bread, 20% support in the 60% confidence. So here what we are going to 2% milk, wheat bread 6% and 50%. What we have observed here, reduce the support and reduce the confidence. Reduce the support and reduce the confidence. So here level cross association rules, like this we can reduce, or we can use, sometimes we may use uniform support. See there. So reduce the support. So what level by level independent, level cross filtering by k item set, level cross. So here whenever we are going to decrease the abstraction, we are going to decrease the support count. So here initially it is the 10%, and whenever we are going to consider for next level, what we did here 6% and 4%. So here minimum support is 5%, and here also we are going to use the minimum support as 5%. So here we can change also. So this is uniform minimum support. Same minimum support we are going to use for all the levels. And here reduced minimum support. So actually the support for milk is 10%, support for 2% milk is 6%, skimmy milk is 4%. So in this case what we are doing here, 5% to 3%, this is reduced support. So whenever we are going to multi-level association rules, what you need to consider, either you can go with the uniform support or you can go with reduced support. Okay, and then progressive refinement. Mining multi-dimensional association. See there, what we have discussed in the earlier multi-level. So the same attribute which is given with different levels, right? And here what we are going, just like vehicle Maruti. So that is the same attribute which we are going to specify with different levels. And here what we are going to see, buys X milk, buys X bread. How many attributes are there? How many dimensions are there? Only one dimension. This is the dimension, predicate. This is also known as what we can call predicate. So why? Because we are going to predict. Okay, so this is the predicate. So buys X milk, buys X bread. So this is the statement which is given, and here this is one dimension, only one predicate is there. And if you take another interdimensional association rule and hybrid dimension association, so this is multi-dimensional rule for basically. So here if you observe carefully, age, occupation, buys, three predicates are there, three attributes are there. So here age of X is 19 to 25 and his occupation is student, then there is a chance for buying the Coke by X. So this is a statement, this is the meaning of this statement. So what we are going to assumption, the person who is having the age between 19 to 25 and the person who belongs to student community, then there is a chance for buying the Coke. So that's what a statement which we are going to specify here. Multiple dimensions are there. Age is one dimension, occupation is one dimension, buys is dimension. And here there is a classification, interdimension and hybrid. In case of interdimension, these dimensions are not going to be repeated. They are going to be occurred only once. Age occurring for once, occupation occurring for once, buys occurring for once. There are no repeated predicates. This is a very important one. No repeated predicate, so that is interdimensional association. If there are repeated predicates, then that is a hybrid dimension association. Only based on the dimensions, and that too if the dimension is going to be occurring multiple number of times or the same dimension occurring only once. So that is the criteria. And whenever we are going to consider, again, occupation is a dimension, that is categorical data, and age is a dimension which belongs to quantitative attribute. Yes or no? So age we are going to specify with numerical quantity, and occupation we are going to specify particular category. See there, age, occupation, buys, three predicate set, and age is tested, static discretization, and age is given as numerical value, right? So here what we are going to do, that numerical value quantitative attribute. So dynamical discretization or static discretization, how we are going to divide such values, we are going to have a discussion. Static discretization of quantitative attributes, and static in the sense what we are going to do here, range, numeric values are replaced by ranges. Suppose age of X is 30 and age of X1, X2 is 32, age of X3 is 35 plus 1. So what we are going to consider 30 to 35. That means the person who belongs to our criteria, they are ranging between 30 to 35. Like that we can specify the range. And quantitative association rules. So here we are going to map the how the age is going to be represented, income is represented. Here one more rule is there, age is given with numerical range, and X of income is also given with numerical range, and buys X high resolution TV. So here we are going to dynamically discretization, and association rule clustering system, ARCS, association rule clustering system. So what is association rule so here we are going to have binning, fine frequent predicates, clustering, optimization. So this we can continue.